The next lesson in this unit is going to be on cubic functions. So as you might guess, the cubic function is when we have x with an exponent of 3, which is what we would say x cubed. So for the cubic function, we have the same idea. We have a general form of which they usually look like. So that is given to you again as a y equals, so we have ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. So as you can see, it keeps going on, and you can see the pattern. You can tell kind of what all of them would look like. Make that more clearly there. Ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. There's, again, shapes that these will always look like. They will only look a specific way. So again, if it doesn't look like that after you've graphed it, or at least resemble it, then you probably haven't graphed it correctly. So what it looks like is like this. That's going to be a positive. You can kind of see, it begins, it's the same direction as a positive linear graph, or it'll begin like this and go down. So again, it's the same general direction as a negative slope. This all has to do with this coefficient of x cubed. So a, if a is positive, it will look like this. If a is negative, it will look like this. Again, you do not have to have any of these other values. B can be 0, C can be 0, D can be 0, and it will still look like any of these, and it will still be a cubic function. It just has to have this cubed exponent in order to be a cubic function. To solve these questions, we do exactly the same thing as we did with the quadratic. We want to make a table in order to see what's happening and to know which points, which coordinates we want to plug into the graph. So they give you the equation y equals x cubed plus 3x squared, and they want the values x equals negative 4 to 2. We'll put this down in a minute. So we have the x values, they want negative 4 to 2. So we have negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Again, then the next step that we do is we want to separate out these different expressions within. So in this case, we have x cubed, and then it's positive, so I don't write anything, and this is a positive 3x squared, so we write that down. We don't have anything else. As I said, you don't need anything else. Just the fact we have x cubed is enough. We don't have anything else, so we'll just go ahead and say the next one we have is the actual y coordinate. So this is all that we need. So again, we want to plug these in. We have negative 4 cubed. Anytime you have a negative that's to a odd exponent, it's still going to be negative. So we're going to check my math here. This is negative 64. So if we have this negative 4 squared, again, this is even, so it's going to be positive. So 16, and then 16 times 3 is 48. So we have negative 64 plus positive 48, and that's going to give you negative 16. All right, the next one, we have negative 3 cubed. That's going to be a negative because we have an odd exponent. That's going to be a negative 27. We have a negative 3 squared is a positive 9 times 3 is a positive 27. A negative 27 and a positive 27 give us 0. Negative 2 cubed is negative 8. Negative 2 squared is 4 times 3 is 12. Combining to give us a positive 4. Negative 1 cubed is negative 1. Negative 1 squared is 1 times 3 is 3. We combine those and get a positive 2. Zeros are always nice. And if you notice, it's going to look funny because we're going to hit 0 twice on this. And then we have 1. 1 cubed is 1. 1 squared is 1 times 3 is 3. And then 1 and 3 is 4. 2 cubed is 8. 2 squared is 4 times 3 is 12. combine those to give you 20. So we have the coordinates that we need, -4, -16, -3, 0, all of those that we need to then plot it on this graph. So that's what we're going to do now. We have -4, -16. So all the way down here. -3, 0. -2, 4. -1, 2. Again, it's right there on my 2. 0, 0. 1, 4. And 2, 20. All the way up on the top. Again, the more that you spread out your values as far as how you count it, the more difficult it is to make your curve exact. But again, do the best you can and do it all in one fluid motion. Do not use a ruler to do this. You will lose points on the exam. So if we try this and see, so it's going to look at it beforehand. It's going to go up and down and up. So we're going to try this here. So try to make it so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. It got a little bit crazy here at the beginning, but you can change it so it's more of a smooth curve, and that's what it looks like. So again, this is all that they're asking you at this point to do, is to graph these equations. Sometimes when they give them to you, they won't look like this form. They won't look like this. You might have to multiply them out. You'll have to simplify them so that they do look like something that you know how to plug in. So if you have parentheses, multiply them out and change it so that you can tell when you look at it what you should separate out to make your table in order to get the coordinates that you need to plot it on the graph. And again, that's what they're asking you to do. And this section is just to graph the points, graph the cubic functions. And that's the end of this lesson.